Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of TheCaliEffect, King of Games. Today, you guys are going to be watching an epic match between Metalfoes. That's right, almost pure Metalfoes. It's actually true Draco Metalfoes, but I don't know if 3 copies of Diagram and 3 copies of Masterpiece should be considered true Draco. But you're watching Metalfoes versus Paleozoics, and a lot of people dismiss Metalfoes with the new Forbidden list, mainly because they prefer Pendulum Magician. But I would like to say that this deck is no slacker. It's a pretty decent deck, and it has a lot of properties that Pendulum Magician can't get over, like the fact that they are all destructionable cards, built on destroying your cards, and can easily have access to Masterpiece inside of the deck, unaffected by monsters, which is very good against a lot of tier 1 decks right now, and also unaffected by traps, which is extraordinarily well against Paleo, one of the decks that have been consistently topping. Paleo has recently received some support through Metalfoe. Being able to summon double totally awesome to your main monster zone is pretty good, and the fact that Tempolic Bomber Dragon is a walking dark hole for this deck and is unaffected. It's almost damn near walking Raigeki if you have Paleo monsters on your side of the field. This deck can be extraordinarily deadly to almost any deck. As you guys can see, Open Binya is going to be summoned to search a trap card from the deck to the hand, and it's not looking good for Metalfoes. Morella is going to be activated to send another Paleo trap card from the graveyard. This looks like the setup of a double totally awesome play. Lechula is going to be activated to special summon Sad Mariella, and then Ronin Tannen is going to be set up for a totally awesome Metalfoe for 1900, totally awesome for 2700 due to Metalfoe's effect of giving all water monsters 500 attack. But even more importantly, it decreases the attack of all fire monsters, which is huge, seeing that Metalfoes are all fire monsters. Gofu is going to be special summoned to the side of the field. Doesn't look like there's going to be 2 tokens to follow up, but a tribute summon of Masterpiece is going to be next. That's going to trigger Metalfoe's combination, being able to add a Metalfoe monster from the deck to the hand. Reason being, you could probably suspect that Gofu wasn't activated because Totally Awesome probably would have negated the Gofu, preventing the Masterpiece to be summoned, which would have put Metalfoes in a very tight spot. But now Metalfoe's Masterpiece, unaffected by monster effects and by trap effects, just might be the turning tide that Metalfoes need to bring into their favor. Ronin Tannen is going to be special summoned, maybe? Or no, it's going to be added through the effect of Totally Awesome, and now scales are going to be set up for Metalfoes. Volflame's effect is going to activate to destroy the Gold Driver, possibly to set another combination to the side of the field. And combination is a pretty tricky card for this matchup. You can activate combination and risk your opponent activating a Metalfoe's trap card to their, to special summon, or you can just sit on the combination. Regardless, it's needed for you to be able to special summon, or add Metalfoe monsters from your deck to your hand. So Karaz was summoned to destroy 2 cards on the field, one being Karaz, the second one being combination. That's gonna draw 2 cards and search a Metalfoe monster from the deck to your hand. Karaz is extraordinarily good in here, easy spot removal, but more importantly, if you're using Karaz for itself, it nets you 2 cards plus a possible search, if at least 1 possible search. If you're destroying multiple combinations, it's just even more nastier inside of this deck. Masterpiece is still sitting at a huge body, and it looks like Open Binya with a trap card is being used to defend, possibly to buy some more time for Paleozoics to get out of this situation. I can't think of I can't think of a couple of Exceed plays. Cat Shark would work, but Cat Shark would probably get destroyed in between being summoned and activating its effect, so that might not work at all. Maybe if he could bait out Masterpiece's effect and then use Cat Shark with Totally Awesome, that would work. But there's not really much else options now, is there? So 2 trap monsters are going to be used to make we're going to find out what those monsters are going to make. I'm thinking Totally Awesome doesn't help either because it's unaffected by monsters. is just a really bad situation for Paleozoics in total to be in. It doesn't look like they're going to make anything, possibly even double Mastar Boy plus another monster, but then again, Masterpiece can, you know, activate its ugly effects to destroy one of the Star Boys on attack declaration, netting a loss of 2 monsters. So Paleozoics are thinking they're going to use both the trap monsters to make another open Binya, which is unaffected by monster effects, and then the Mastar Boy in the second open Binya to make another Mastar Boy. That doesn't make too much sense. Actually, no, it does, because now open Binya is going to search a trap card, and it's going to leave an empty space for to be able to summon another monster if need be. I don't really think that any other monster would help. That's the only problem for the Paleozoics. Lechilua is going to be activated to shuffle a card from the Banish Zone to the graveyard, and then a trap card is going to be chained to it. And now Ronin Tannen can be activated to summon another monster, but then again, I can't see this second monster being as good. It's going to be a totally awesome 2700 attack, which means it's just Masterpiece food. This play would have been awesome had Masterpiece not been a problematic card. So I believe Paleozoic should have activated their effect to special summon the Dupe Frog, because at least that would have been a lot better. At least the Ronin Tannen or the Masterpiece would have troubles dealing with the totally awesome. They'd have to go to battle or prematurely have to activate its effect. So I'm still, it doesn't look like a winning situation because Masterpiece is unaffected by traps and monsters, and that's a big thing that Metalfoe does have going for it. The Masterpiece is a very complementary piece to Metalfoe, being able to trigger your Metalfoe combinations, being able to search with the combinations, and it's just such a flawless strategy when worked together in conjunction like this. Is really good. So Bismugear is going to be activated, and that looks like the hand size of Metalfoe. Like, man, that's a lot of advantage, and not much, that Metalfoe have to commit to the board. Mastar Boy and Open Binya are the only threat, so a Pendulum Summon of 2, Silvered, and Volflame is going to be summoned, and then Full Metalfoe's Fusion, 2 Fusion summon for Mithrilium. Mithrilium's probably going to bounce to Mastar Boy to prevent adding from the graveyard to the hand when Mastar Boy sent to the graveyard. So I'm pretty sure that is what's going to happen. So a draw 1 card from the Metalfoe's Fusion, and then it looks like Mithrilium is going to be getting ready to activate its effects. That's going to target the Mastar Boy. The Open Binya is unaffected by monster effects, so that's a pretty hard card to deal with. Now it looks like the Mithrilium is going to attack over the Open Binya, and then the Masterpiece maybe attacking directly. No, there's more. There's more. So looks like we're going to go through Metalfoe shenanigans. Volflame to destroy the others, the other scale, and another Masterpiece is summoned. This isn't good at all. Now with double Masterpiece on the board, this just may be it. Like, 1 Masterpiece was already hard to deal with. 2 Masterpieces, I'm not sure that Metalfoes would, or Paleozoics would be able to deal with this. Metalfoes definitely got game 1. On to game 2, thinking about some properties that Metalfoe would have to abuse. The fact that they have the game 1 summoning Masterpiece is probably a priority, but even more importantly, Paleos do have access to Dark Hole, Raigeki, and board wipes that are spell and trap cards are going to be pivotal for getting over this specific matchup. Maybe even Kaijus from the sideboard could, rid that threat of Masterpiece, because Masterpiece isn't invincible. It's just a really good card with the Paleo strategy. So double Gold Driver going to be activated. Gold Driver to destroy. Gold Driver sets combination to the side of the field, possibly getting ready for some huge plays going on. What could be next? Possibly just another high scale and then a Pendulum Summon. Not really sure what we're going to do, or even maybe just a Masterpiece play. I don't think that there's a Gofu in hand, because it probably would have been used first. Ooh, Storm! So what Storm does is destroy all of your spell and trap cards to destroy your opponent's spell and trap cards. What it does for Metalfoe is it allows you to destroy your cards like Metalfoe's Combination, your opponent's trap cards, and then trigger cards like Metalfoe's Combination. It's really good. Back before Master Rule 4, it was extraordinarily good because your Metalfoe monsters would go to the extra deck and it wouldn't matter. Diagram is going to be activated, and that's going to, it's going to be a follow-up with 2 scales. That's going to Pendulum Summon 1 Gold Driver to the side of the field. and trying to think how Masterpiece will be able to summon itself. Nope, there it is. Silver's going to destroy Volflame, which is going to set the combination, and both of them are going to be tributed for Masterpiece. There's your Masterpiece play right there. Or maybe it's just something different. Maybe Masterpiece isn't already in hand. Masterpiece isn't already in hand, then Diagram can destroy the combination. Nope. Looks like you're just going to destroy the other scout. Nah, I guess that's not... It's not enough. So combination is still going to be tributed, which means it's going to be able to trigger its effect to add a Metalfoe card from the deck to the hand, and that Masterpiece is unaffected by monsters and trap cards. Just another really problematic way for Paleozoics. Oh, the Dark Hole, and that's probably gonna trigger Metalfoes. Like that was a pretty good play, just having the Dark Hole for the Masterpiece, knowing that Masterpiece would probably only be unaffected by monsters and traps. There's no reason to make Masterpiece unaffected by spells in the Paleozoic matchup, because there's far more traps and monster effects that Masterpiece should be you know, more concerned for. And now it looks like some really good combos are going to be going on. It's going to make them a Star Boy, then he's going to special summon into the totally awesome. That, with the fact that Metalfoes did, I feel like it was a slight misplay, and the fact that they only have 3 cards once they enter their turn isn't going to be looking good. There's a plethora of traps for for Paleozoics, and his game just does not look nice at all. On to the game. Totally Awesome is going to activate its effect to summon Dupe Frog, and Dupe Frog can't stop Diagram. That's the big thing. So Diagram is going to destroy to add Masterpiece, and we're going to look at, oh, okay, all right, and then Solemn Warning for the Bismugear. All right, well, if that was allowed to happen, Masterpiece would have been unaffected by spells, and the Masterpiece would have been on the board. But on to Game 3. This game has been really exciting to watch so far. I never thought I'd be able to see a trap deck. This is literally one of the most boring decks to watch be so exciting, and it's really awesome to see Paleozoics against an older deck like Metalfoes, a deck that, 2 decks that people once initially thought once the Forbidden List dropped, these decks could not compete, and I think that they are very awesome decks. But while we're here, we just might as well talk about you guys hitting that subscribe button. If you liked Metalfoes, then you can go ahead and Metalfoes Fusion that subscribe button. If you liked Paleos, then you can totally awesome that notification bell. If you like both of them, go ahead and do both, because you guys are awesome. Next thing is going to be on the Paleos. They're going to set 3 back row and a monster. So this is almost looking kind of, well, I wouldn't say a mirror match, but mirrored moves typically constitute to a mirror match. It's going to be pass turn, it looks like. Or maybe they're just like, hey bro, you got that back row set up, I got that back row set up too. So during, or it might be during the end phase of Metalfoes or Paleozoics, Metalfoes seem to be debating. Combination is going to be activated, and that's a very smart move. Reason being is because there are no trap cards in the graveyard, so you might want to activate those Metalfoes trap cards as quickly as possible before trap monsters start generating themselves in the graveyard. So it's going to be activated and met with a Bismugear. That's going to set possibly another combination. Not 100% sure what's going to be set, but more importantly, combination is going to activate its effect to search. That's going to search the Silvered. And now Metalfoes has pin scales. This could be what Metalfoes have needed to get the game going. Silvered's probably going to be activated or summoned. We don't know. Silvered's going to be activated, and it is going to be met with anything. No, it looks like it's going to be successfully activated. Nope. It's met with Dino Missions, which not only gets rid of the Pendulum Scale, it banishes it. So that's pretty nasty. It doesn't even go to the extra deck. So it's going to be another back row for Metalfoes, and then the passage of turn. Paleo is going to set another card face down, and then pass their turn. Dino Mission is going to be summoned due to the combination activating itself, and Bismugear is going to activate itself, destroying the combination to set another combination. That's going to start the Gold Driver, but the most unfortunate thing is now Metalfoes have locked themselves out of their pin skills. Not necessarily a terrible thing right now, seeing that there are no monsters in the extra deck, but at the same time, it's not a great thing. So Candia is going to be activated to flip the monster face down, and then Karaz is going to be Solemn Strike. That possibly was needed, not only to draw cards, but to reset your Pendulum Scales. Metalfoe combination is going to be activated in response. That's going to special summon a Metalfoe monster from the deck to the side of the field. It doesn't matter if the monster was destroyed, or what monster was destroyed, or, you know, how it works. How Metalfoe's counter works is that after the destruction of a monster, you know, a monster is going to be summoned. So yes, it can be activated after Solemn Strike. It's activating afterwards, not in response to. So Volflame is going to be summoned. I'm not sure how much what Volflame will really do at this point in time, seeing that it can't even attack to get over the Dinomishes. And it looks like it was just summoned just to have a monster on the board. It's going to apply pressure to Totally Awesome if Totally Awesome is just straight up summoned. So that you have that there. And we already know that the face down monster is more than likely a level 2 water monster for Paleo. So so Volflame probably was a safe bet just because, you know, getting over Paleozoic Swap Frog is a lot easier with, you know, that. So Reckless Greed is going to be activated, and instead of a trap card being chained, turn player 2 has the ability to activate a card, and that's going to be Full Metalfoe's Fusion, preventing the trap monster from being summoned. I'm not 100% sure what would be the entire benefit of this. Maybe it is to make Mistar Boy Toad, which would have got over to Volon Flame anyways. So it doesn't look like it really matters because the Swap Frog is going to be summoned. It does make more sense for the Mithrilium to be chained, because now there was no way, unless he ripped the Swap Frog. If he already had the Swap Frog, it would have been summoned a long time ago. So now we're dealing with Totally Awesome and Mistar Boy. 2700 attack Toad. Mithrilium's going to activate its effect. Totally Awesome's going to negate it and set it by getting rid of the Mistar Boy. This is not looking good for Metalfoes. It doesn't look like they're not drawing any masterpieces, any way to summon those good monsters to you know, disrupt the opponent. So in phase combination is going to be activated. And then Dupe Frog's gonna be summoned with Totally Awesome on standby phase. So now that this matchup just got a lot harder with Dupe Frog being able to summon a monster that says you can't attack me. Terraform is gonna be activated, and Terraform is gonna go ahead and get Diagram. Diagram is gonna be destroyed and set to the main monster zone. Terraforming is gonna be destroyed and set to the main monster zone. My apologies. And that might be game. It looks like Paleo has this under control. I'm not 100% sure what Metalfoes can do, but Paleo already destroyed the means of out for Totally Awesome. Or maybe the terraforming was bait. Hold on, we might see something. So Bismugear is going to activate its effect to destroy the combination. Combination is going to add counter to the hand, or to the field. That's through Bismugear's effect. Then combination is going to add what monster to the hand? That's going to be really interesting to see. Okay, a Gold Driver, obviously a low scale. Gold Driver is going to be activated, and then that is going to possibly Pendulum Summon. There are no cards in Metalfoe's hand, so I'm really hard pressed to see. Oh, Solemn Strike. Okay, for the people that don't know, another Metalfoe's counter was activated. That was the face down card that was missing. And then the Metalfoe's counter that was being banished, that was activated in a previous turn. So that's going to special summon another Volflame, and then the second one's going to add a monster for the Mithrilium. And it looks like Metalfoes might be back in this game. Those back row cards were pretty good. So Mithrilium's going to activate its effect to shuffle both counters, to shuffle the Totally Awesome back to the deck. No adding for Paleozoics. And then, no, actually, it looks like it's going to be a different card in the combination. But nevertheless, then Metalfoe's Fusion is going to activate the shuffle to draw. And this game, the tides of turning, that was pretty awesome. The two face downs that Metalfoes had to turn the tides back into their favor. That was really good. And then the Mithrilium is going to destroy the Mithrilium, triggering its effect to special summon a Metalfoe monster from the graveyard, which is going to be Ballflame. The tides have definitely turned inside of Metalfoe's favor. How do you break that board? That was awesome. Teach me how to Dougie, Metalfoes. Really good going on. Masterpiece is going to be summoned. Oh, man. So Masterpiece was drawn off of the Metalfoe's Fusion and then summoned through the combination, making him unaffected by monsters and trap cards. It's going to destroy more back row. Card in the Rise is going to be activated. Paleozoics are not in a good position. So Masterpiece is going to destroy one on end phase, and then it looks like Masterpiece is going to destroy another, or attempting to destroy another card, but not before scales are set again. This is really nasty. I didn't even see this coming. It looked like Metalfoes practically got themselves out of the situation, and then Masterpiece was summoned. So Mycelium's going to bounce a card to the hand, not to the graveyard, and then it looks like with only 4,800 life points, this just might be it. Another monster summoned or a Volt Flame to the field. Oh no, looks like a trap card's being summoned, so Reckless Greed's gonna protect him. Nope, to double Volt Flame. This is game. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. If you guys would like to buy from your favorite Yu-Gi tuber, I still have cards from our binder update, so go ahead and check that binder update. Also, you guys can buy from TCGPlayer, eBay, or just go straight to me through Facebook. Thank you guys so much for watching again. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.